Hello, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome back to the Knit Crochet Read Repeat podcast channel. This is not a podcast episode. I feel like that's all I've been saying when I've been doing videos recently. This is another Monday vlog. This is Monday, the 9th of February. I did not record a Monday vlog last week. I actually ended up working last Monday and had the Wednesday off instead. And I was going to record last Wednesday, but then I thought better of it because the reason I ended up working the Monday instead of and having the Wednesday off was because Scott was getting a tooth out. And we thought it was going to be taken out surgically, but this other dentist was able to do it completely normal. And so he was feeling really sorry for himself. He just wanted to come home. And so I didn't end up recording on the Wednesday because he would have been in quite a lot of the clips and he would have just been miserable, and I didn't want to put that on him. So I missed a week. You miss seeing the random nonsense that I get up to and don't really do much on a Monday. Monday is, to be perfectly transparent, Monday is normally my cleaning day. I like to have a weekend where I can spend it with Scott. We do a lot of gaming. Well, he games, I craft. Or we go out, catch up with family, go to somewhere, maybe Glasgow. I take that back. We don't go to Glasgow very often. But yeah, Monday is normally a cleaning day for me. And technically that's no exception today. I have already hoovered in here. I've got a wee bit of cleaning to do. I've got like a laundry to put on. But for the most part, today is going to be crafty related or crafty adjacent. I need to get all the yarn from the What Have I Done video out of the box, catalogued on Ravelry, out of the cellophane, and then put into a big massive vacuum pack bag. Sorry for my voice. I was going to say a big massive vacuum pack bag, but I actually ended up buying 2 smaller ones this weekend, and so I think I'm going to divvy them into the 2 smaller bags. And I'm not going to cast on. I'm not doing it. Maybe. We will see. I have been working on my gingerbread blanket. It's upside down at the moment, but I have 3 more rows of this border to go. It's a big border, like it is huge. Just when I think I'm maybe getting there, I'm like, oh, I got more rounds. It's eating a lot of the white yarn. I'm sure I'm gonna have to get into another ball for the last 3 rounds. If I make it with this, I'll be very surprised. I don't think I will. I think I'll get 1.5 done. Maybe even only a round with that much yarn, and then I'll need to find another ball. I have everything everything for the gingerbread blanket is in 2 containers, and they're literally behind this camera. I'm not gonna get up and get them. And I can see a full ball of white, and then basically another one of this of the white. So like a well-used ball of yarn. So if I can get the border done today, I'll be happy. I need to get my 2 squares on my Coziest Memories blanket done. My only issue with that is I think I over knitted on Friday night, and I have found that there's pain in my left thumb. Only when I knit, so I've not completely re-injured it, thank goodness. So I haven't been knitting over the weekend. I have completely rested it. I have been able to crochet, so that's nice because it means I can do something. But yes, if I can at least start one of the squares and see how I am with the knitting, that will be good. I need to go out later on. I have the doctor's at 2:30, but we've got so much traffic works in the centre of Paisley just now that I'm probably actually going to leave around 1 o'clock. I'm going to park not at my doctor's. I'm going to park in like a retail area And then I'm going to actually jump into the shops there. We use SodaStream in this house instead of going and buying big massive bottles of fizzy juice. And we're running low on the gas that makes the bubbles, makes it fizzy. So I need to go with one of our empty cylinders and exchange that for a new cylinder. And then I might go into Lidl. I was going to treat myself to Marks and Spencer's, but I weighed myself this morning and I'm not too happy with what was on the scale. So I might take myself off to Lidl and get fresh fruit. That'd be nice. I'd love some melon, actually. I'd really like some melon. So probably take myself off to Lidl, get some fresh fruit, and then I think I'll walk over to my doctor's, like leaving the car where it is, because there's currently like a one-way system for my doctor's surgery, and it's a pain in the butt trying to get out and join the traffic again, especially if you're anywhere close to like school times or end of work. And I will be leaving. If my appointment gets taken on time, I will be leaving at school finishing. So that won't be fun. But yeah, I have a lot to get done today. It doesn't feel like a lot, but I know it's a lot, if that makes sense. I did a lot of my cleaning this weekend. So Mondays would normally be a cleaning day for me, so I can enjoy my weekends. But I actually got quite a bit done during the weekend. We rotated the mattress because we have to rotate it every week for like 6 months, which is excessive. We changed the bed sheets. I hoovered upstairs. I cleaned the bathroom. Hoovered down here this morning. We've got laundry to put on. Scott's got the dishes to do tonight. And then I'll probably clean the countertops. So yeah, it's a craft heavy day today, and that is not a bad thing. Right, I'm going to finish my tea before it gets too cold. And then we will pick the yarn for my 2 squares. And I'll maybe find a YouTube. So I will finish my tea first. Hi, again. So I'm leaning really close to the camera because I'm about to adjust it anyway so that we can go through some of my minis. But, oh, there's Iggy. We are going to choose the next 2 colours for the Coziest Memories blanket. Where are you going? Oh, we're going to the window. We're going to go sunbathe, even though it's not the nicest day here. So yes, I've got my 2 cauldrons. It'd be better if I held them by the handles. I've got yarn falling out of one. I got my 2 cauldrons of variegated and then semi-solids and solids. Tonals? I'm not sure. The solids is getting considerably fuller, but I don't know why I'm panicking because I have basically a whole IKEA cubby full of minis upstairs. So I have no reason to be like, oh my god, I have more in this one than I do in this one. It's just the way my brain goes. I see it and I panic, and then the logic hits later on, and then I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I have more yarn upstairs. So let's get the Cozy Memories blanket. Let's see where we are, because you haven't seen the squares I put in last week. I will be doing a podcast eventually, by the way, just not yet. So these are the 2 I put in Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday I put these in, because again, worked on Monday and then apparently forgot I had a whole Monday schedule. So this is how this row is looking so far, and I think it looks so good. This is the Cuddle Bums Advent, and I did take a peek again. My friend was around 2 weeks ago, right before I knew I had shingles. I feel really bad. And we opened it up and we looked at all the minis, and it turns out there is kind of like tonals in there, so it's not all this crazy awesome variegated, but they are very much like, had I not decided to put them in this blanket, I could have easily put them into one project and gone with like a a variegated, a tonal, a variegated, a tonal, and it would have kind of blended together really nicely. But I bought it with the intentions of putting it in this blanket. So I try not to have the same color. Like Scott, I had Scott pick out my colours for last week. Well, I tried, but he kept picking ones out, and I was like, no, we can't use that one. So he picked out like is it here? He picked this one out for here, and I'm like, no, that's too close, can't have that one. And then he picked, what did he? Oh, I don't know what he picked for this one, but again, it was so close, and I was just like, can you pick again? He's just like, can you just pick? Because you got to remember, he just had a tooth out. He was feeling really miserable, and he was all numbed up, and he wasn't allowed to eat. So I was just like, that's fine, I can pick. So we are looking at like a really deep, I can show you the back. So this one is like very, very deep purple blue, and then we've got this variegated pink. So I don't want anything quite close to that. So I think I'm going to go with this kind of, do I want that one? It would look good. Or do I sway even further and go green? No, don't want that one. What about that one? Yeah, we're going to go with this one. This was in my, what is the shawl called? It's a Stephen West shawl. It's the first Stephen West shawl I think I ever made. And I would love to knit it again. I can picture the shawl. I can't picture the name of the shawl. Something station. Hibernation station? No, that's not right. I'll put it on the screen. So, we're going to go with this one for the variegated. And then I'm just going to take, maybe I will spend some of today balling these up, because it's really annoying me that I've got so many of these minis and they're not balled up. So I'm going to dump them there. Okay, right, we used that yellow, so that can come out. Right, so that's kind of neon, so we don't want a neon, and it's green, so we can't go green. And then we had like the pinky orange underneath it. So why don't we just go crazy and go sparkly blue? Is that the same? I think I've already had that in there. I try and take them out of the cauldron so they're not used like directly in the next row. But it turns out like I haven't been taking them out. Oh my goodness. Okay, that one needs to come out. Do I have any more that haven't come out? Okay, so we've got the neon green. And then we're looking in this cauldron here. And I think I want to go, that's too dark. Oh, there's another mini. Do I have any other minis in here? I don't want to go green. I don't want to go pink. It really doesn't leave too many options. Do I have something in here I could use? That would be gorgeous. Okay, we're going to go with these two. Yes, that's probably my hair. Okay, we have decided. I'm going to dump that there. No doubt Iggy will curl up on it. And we're just going to hand wind this one with my scissors. I don't mind hand winding one mini. I can't hand wind more than that. So I'll take the rest up upstairs and use my ball winder and Swift. It's always such a shame when someone dyes a mini and then totally neglects where the tie is. Ugh, with scissors. Okay, where'd my end go? Right. I'm going to time lapse. Okay, I've got no idea what's going on with this skein, but it is a mess. Like, I'm having to weave what I'm currently working with, which is not very much, and like weave it in and out of strands. It's just, I wonder if I'd maybe started with the other length, would I be having this issue? No, straight off the bat I'm already tangled. Like, what is going on? Of course, my little ball I'd made is now going to be in the way. Okay, so working it from the other side is definitely proving a lot easier. I don't understand why the other side's all in, out, in, out. It shook it all about. So I've emptied out my solid tonals from this bucket, and I'm going to put the 5 that have already been used in the bottom. So what I used to do is I used to take them out completely and put them in a whole other project bag, which then went in towards the secret project and my sister's blanket. But I want to... I don't know what to do. Because at this point, they would go into the secret project and my sister's blanket, at least partly. And then they would come back to the Coziest Memories blanket and get put in this again, further down, so that they're not right next to each other. Or like, at least like on the next row. So maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep them back out. And I'll just put all of these back in. So I took them out for nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I overcomplicate everything. I make things harder for myself than they need to be. And yeah. Okay. I've now squeezed way more in on the first level. And once I cake this lot up, I'll be able to squeeze them in on that level, the next level up. And then the variegated can just stay a bit crazy. I've got some really small ones in there. Like, I need to measure that and see if that's 4 grams. If that's not 4 grams, that goes into the secret project. Do I have the scale somewhere? Okay, I don't know where my scales are. So, right, we're gonna head upstairs. Start 2 projects. First, you did not see that, but she just jumped up from the windowsill onto her cat tree. First we're going to do the yarn from the last video I put up, get that catalogued and get it squirreled away somewhere, and then we'll start caking these up. I'm going to set an alarm on my phone for 12, which is 55 minutes away, just to make sure I actually come down and have some food. because otherwise I'll forget and the next night it'll be 1 o'clock and I want to head out for one. So yeah. Okay, so ignore the mess behind me. This room does need a big clear out. We're going to tackle this box. Now, I got to be recording some of it, but I also need to take photos on my phone. And last time I done this, I used my iPad and my phone. iPad's downstairs dead, so we're just going to make do. So, let's get everything out of the box. Then we can drag this out into the hole. I knocked something down behind me. Right, this is where I need to stop recording, take pictures, and then we're going to get them into vacuum pack bags that I got out of the pound shop. Okay, so we've got a bit of an avalanche situation going on, so let's get everything put into a vacuum pack bag as quickly as we can. I also feel like I'm under a bit of a time crunch and I'm rushing. I don't think I'll get the mini skeins wound up before I need to have lunch. I did kind of dilly-dally and scroll on my phone downstairs for a bit too long after the clip after picking the mini skeins for the Coziest Memories blanket, so it's my own fault. I only have myself to blame. Yeah. Should not have piled this up on top of the vacuum bags. Okay, we got them out without too much of an avalanche. Are you going to open easily? No, you're not, are you? Okay. Oh, these are actually quite big. I should get quite a bit in these bags. Right, I'm going to move you a little bit. There. Can I get it open? Sorry for the noise. I'm going to take my mic off for this bit and just put it somewhere else. Not the best angle, apologies, but the yarn is now vacuumed up, put away. So I didn't go in with a plan of action as to how I was going to store them, like what was going to go in each bag, but it turned out very easy to make that decision. This is all one blanket's worth. Way more than I actually need, by the way, so but like the yarn selections for one blanket. And then the other one I did have to put a bit more in, so this, like the sage green, is more than what the last bag had. So this is two blankets worth. So we've got the grey and the white, two blankets worth, and then we've got the sage green and the forest green as well, which is a completely different blanket. So everything is now put away. I now just need to find somewhere to put these bags, and honestly they might just go under my bed, but for now I think I'm just going to prop them up somewhere in here and just leave them. And then I need to check the time because I feel rushed and I don't like feeling rushed, so I'm going to stop recording for now, check the time, and see what I have to work with. I know I'm super early. My appointment's not until 2:30, but I just want things to kind of go how they're planned out in my head. Does that make sense? Sorry, I think I just hit the camera. Okay, I'm gonna go check the time. Kind of panicking for nothing. It's 11:47, so I have a wee bit of time. I still think the best place for these is under the bed. I'm then worried when Oogie goes under, she'll stick all her claws in and it will not have the vacuum aspect to the yarn. So I know I don't have much space in the cupboard outside. I know there's not much space in the wardrobe because that's where we actually put clothes. Oh, I really need to start using my yarn. I am using it. Now I'm just being really mean to myself. Okay, I'm gonna go have a look in the cupboard outside and see if there's anything I can work with in there. Maybe I can slot it in between all the boxes. Maybe. We'll find out. So this is what I'm working with just now. These are towels, washcloths, that sort of thing. And there's more up here. So this is the majority of my yarn. That black bag is all toy stuffing. Then I've got a whole bunch of jigsaws I got from a friend. But yeah, I'm hoping I can maybe put one bag like in here. And then I had another bag of acrylic yarn just sitting here. It made it very difficult to get into these whenever we needed new towels. So might be able to get one up here. But yeah. It gets a lot of yarn. I was hoping I'd be able to kind of squeeze one in here, but as we can see, there's not exactly a lot of space. And this is pushed over as much as I can. So yeah, let's see what we can work with. Okay, so I feel like this is the best I'm gonna get. So I got one in as I was hoping. Then the other one is this one here. I did move, this bag was just on top of the black bin bag here. I've moved that and you can still access like the towels and stuff. My only issue now is this bag of acrylic here. Honestly, I'm not too bothered if that sits out because I do want to make some progress on my small squares blanket. And I feel like I'm going to start using some of these to just make some more squares, like increase what I have. This is the empty box. You do not need to see her litter tray. But yeah, I need to start using. See, that's acrylic there. That's acrylic there. That one there's acrylic, but that's more kind of like blanket quantities again that I got on a really good deal. This is a sweater. Oh, like all the yarn for a sweater. This is yarn for a potential blanket. This, not 100% sure what this is, whether this is like some of the yarn I'm going to be using in upcoming projects or projects I've already started, so I do need to check that. And then everything else is everything else. So yeah, that's my yarn cupboard. Okay, so I got that extra bag of acrylic yarn just shoved in the cupboard. Probably shouldn't have, but I did. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to handwrite out my carpal tunnel log. I've got it in the notes on my phone. If I can somehow export that into some sort of Word file, that would be amazing, but I don't think I can. So I'm going to handwrite it out. I've not given myself enough time to type it up and then print it. Excuse me. So they're just going to have to make do with a written piece of paper, which I'll take in with me and hand to them. They can scan it into their system. If they then want a written document, I'll just get like an email address from them, write it up, like type it up, and then email it to them. But for now, we're just going to do a handwritten one and see what they say. I'm probably really, really late to the game on this one, but did you know you can print from your notes on an iPhone? I didn't. Thankfully, I had enough ink in my printer to print this off, but that's really, really good that I don't have to handwrite all of that, because that would have actually hurt my hand from my elbow really bad. So I feel like I can breathe now. I'm not going to be like super, super rushed, but I am going to go put my lunch on. I have a really high gate literally to my right hand side. She's got crazy eyes. Oh, I wish I had the camera on her right there a minute ago. Okay, I'm gonna go put my lunch on. But I just wanted to say, like, if you have an iPhone and you use your notes for stuff like logs, like sleep logs, carpal tunnel logs, symptom logs, you can print from that as long as you've got your printer set up. And so I now don't have to write 2 pages worth of notes. And that feels really freaking good to know. But I do now need to put on our list of things to buy ink for the printer, and that stuff ain't cheap. So, slight change in audio, apologies. I have eaten my lunch. I now have a lap cat, and in about 10 minutes I plan to leave the house. This is the first time she's ever sat in my lap without a blanket or the big massive oversized hoodies that you can buy. She's always needed some sort of barrier between the legs, obviously clothing, and her. So I feel like we're really making progress with her, and it's so cute to see her continue to trust us more, because we really do think she had like a really bad before life before we rescued her. But she looks so comfy, and I'm like, I need to move you in 10 minutes. But we'll see. She'll probably want fed as well before I go out, because otherwise she probably won't get fed until 3, and that's too late for her. But yeah, I wanted to knit or crochet or try to knit, but she has had other plans and she has spoken. So I guess I'll just sit here and be the chair. Geez, you want to know what's really, really, really frustrating? Quite clearly signposted saying this road is closed and that there's a diversion to go down the street at the side. Yeah, you can come up this road, right? But you can't go down it. I turned the corner to come in up the street like you're meant to, and nearly got hit by a car who decided that no, those road closures don't apply to them. So had they hit me, it would be their fault, because it quite clearly states that the road is shut, you can't go down, because they don't want to go round a corner, because that comes out, like that road comes out and it comes back round here if you want. Not even like a quarter of a mile, like just a couple of 100 yards, and they didn't want to go that far. Hello, I am back from the doctor's and I am in a damn good mood. I am officially being sent, right, a referral is officially being sent for me to speak to the plastic surgeons who do carpal tunnel surgery. I didn't realize it was plastic surgeons, but no, I don't. I'm not going to finish that sentence because I don't know anything about anything. So yeah, I'm in a very, very good mood now that I'm home. I've decided instead of just sitting down and getting comfy, I'm going to wind these minis. And yeah, I just thought I would share that things went well at the doctor's. I gave them my log that I was able to print off. And she's like, wow, you've been really diligent. And I'm like, well, I feel like I had to be, because when I saw the physio, she asked, do you ever get it in your pinky? And I said yes, because when my hands would get all tingly and pins and needles, I would use the hand that was tingly to check which finger was tingly. And of course, if you have a numb thumb or tingly thumb, when you press that to a non-tingly finger, you're still going to feel tingliness. So this time I would use my non-tingly hand if I had it, and I would check individually which finger. And normally it was these ones. Sometimes it was this one. And then on two occasions, I had like weird sensation and pain in my pinkies. But we come to the conclusion the pinkies is related to my neck injury. And then if it was in this finger, then it could still be classed as carpal tunnel. But if it's definitely the thumb and the first two fingers, then it's definitely carpal tunnel. And then I was like, by the way, I've had 2 nerve conduction studies. I have carpal tunnel, like it's officially diagnosed. And they're like, oh, okay. So feeling pretty good. It could be months, it could be a year, it could be a year and a half, it could be 2 years until I actually see someone, but I will be on a list. Not a bad one. So I'm really, really happy, and I just wanted to share that news. I feel like this could be the beginning of something really good, because my mother-in-law had carpal tunnel surgery and she has never looked back. She said it was the best decision she ever made. And I will be pursuing the surgery. I will not be pursuing the steroid injection, because I've had those fuckers hurt, and they sting, and for me they wear off very quickly. So there's that. So yeah, I'm very happy. I'm also really happy that I've decided not to hand wind these, because that could take a while and would probably end up giving me pins and needles. So yeah, I will put this onto time lapse now and stop yapping, because the microphone's probably picking up the winder and the ball winder, or Swift. I've just added in all my new solids and tonals. So pretty much all of those, the ones that are not covered, including the one in my thumb. That one might be new. 2, 4, 8, 12. No, it's not. So all of those ones are the new ones I've added in. Some are a lot smaller. They're not quite 5 grams. I think they're definitely 10. And then I'd say this one here is a 20-gram mini. There was one, so I took 13 upstairs. It was just in such, it'd been wound so badly into a mini that no matter what end I picked, it just turned into an absolute nightmare. So I just was like, nope, I'm done. I fought enough with my ball winder trying to actually get the start of each little cake to be wound that I was not willing to fight a whole mini skein, and it just all went in the bin. I don't regret it. It's done. No saving it. I'm not pulling that out the trash. But yeah, really happy that I now have so many more options for my solids and my tonals. I'm going to pull the curtain shut. I'm going to get it nice and cozy into slightly warmer trousers, like into my sweatpants. And then I'm going to put something on the TV. I don't know whether it's going to be YouTube or Netflix. I'm behind on podcasts, but I don't know if I have it in me to watch them today. I kind of just want to put The Hobbit on, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I'll probably put that on the PlayStation, because it really annoys me when I'm using Scott's Xbox and all these little pop-ups for people being online come up. So probably do the PlayStation to watch those, because we don't have a standard DVD player. Yeah, might make myself a wee cup of tea, get a wee snack. Oogie may or may not join me for lap cuddles. She's already curled up, snoozing herself. I might just put her blanket over her and let her be. But yeah, time to get comfy and cozy and start hopefully knitting on my Coziest Memories blanket. There is a clip of me knitting on the toaster, and I was doing okay in the car, but when I went into the doctor's practice, I sat down and I'd done just a few more stitches, and it was on those few more stitches that I was like, ooh, I can feel that. I don't know if it's because my toaster's done on 4mm needles, and I'm hoping that my Coziest Memories blanket, which I think is on like a 3.25, maybe a 3, hopefully with a thinner needle I'll be okay, but we'll see. At least if I cast on, I'll be happy, because then I can just like plug away at it throughout the week. But yeah, let's get cozy, let's get snacks, let's watch The Hobbit. I got myself a rather large mug of decaf tea. I got myself some chocolate chip loaf. This is from Asda in their bakery section. I have the Coziest Memories blanket. And if I could easily turn the camera around, or my phone around, which I can't because you're on a stand, you would see that we are just about to start an unexpected journey, which is The Hobbit, movie 1. So I am sorted. I'll maybe check in if I get a square done, but this could be the last clip. I'm not sure. It's only 4:15, so we've still got hours. I feel cozy, I feel comfortable, and yeah, if this is the last clip, then thank you for watching. If it's not, we'll see how the rest of the evening goes. I'm really looking forward to just having at least the next hour and a half. Doesn't give me long to watch the first movie, but at least the next hour and a half, then Scott will be home. But he's got dishes to do tonight, but then I also have to cook dinner, so we'll see. But for now, I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea, and I'm going to get The Hobbit started. Hello. Didn't think I'd be checking back in tonight, but here we are. I wanted to show you the 2 squares I managed to get done. It has taken, okay, so I think that was at like what, 3 hours. It's taken me 3 hours to do 2, and normally it takes me 1 hour to do 1. And I just took lots of breaks, lots of resting, lots of kind of like twirling my thumbs, because it's like both my hands are a bit sore. I think it's also because the room is really cold for a while, so I put the heating on. And now the room's too hot. Isn't that funny how that works out? But yeah, I think these two look really, really good. And there's the full row so far. And so this will get put away until next Monday, when I will put another two on, and then so on and so forth for the rest of the year. And anytime I decide just to put like an extra one on, because I need to squeeze in 8 more above and beyond my 2 every week so that a row is completed. But yeah, it's just looking so good. It drapes really well over my lap when I'm sitting cross-legged on the couch, but as I age, I can sit cross-legged less and less, or for less time than I used to be able to. So I'm about to put on the Desolation of Smaug, and I'm going to move back over to the gingerbread blanket. I'm going to try and at least get one of the 3 rows done tonight. They're very long rows, in my opinion, because I'm also taking it a bit slower. I'm being a lot more gentler on my body. I'm not trying to rush. So if I get 1 row done before I decide to call it a night, I'll be really, really happy. But I also need to go take my amitriptyline. I don't know if I mentioned it. I've tried to record lots today and then just scrapped it. But I got shingles 2 weeks ago. And the doctor was really, really good. Gave me the antiviral medication and also gave me amitriptyline for the nerve pain. But I only take it at night time because it knocks me out. But it takes a long time to kick in. I was given amitriptyline for my neck injury, and so I think my body kind of grew somewhat accustomed to it because amitriptyline was the only thing that took the pain away. So I only take the tablet at night time, and I normally take it like an hour and a half before I go to bed. So that's, I want to say, about 8:20. So call it an hour and a half. Or at least like that would take me up to 10. Then I'll probably try and be in bed for 10:30. But yeah, I'll go to get my tablet now before I forget. And then I'm going to start the Desolation of Smaug. And then I'm hopefully going to get 1 round done on the crochet. Maybe 2. We'll see. I have an Oogie. Sorry, I just realised how bright that light is. I have an Oogie curled up to my right. I had a Scott cozy on my left, but he's gone off to bed. And yeah, I'll maybe see if I check in. I might be a wee bit under the influence of medication. It's proper medication though. It has been prescribed by my doctor. But yeah, I don't know how much of this blanket I still have to go. So I know on the week I'm on, I still need to do like all the surface crochet. So decorating the gingerbread house, which is the door. Apparently I'm going to be doing surface baubles, the windows, and then finish off the fairy lights. But I also have to actually make the fairy lights because I'm doing mine separately and then attaching them on. And then I'm on to week 5, which is apparently joining the panels. And then what's the gingerbread biscuit? Is that the big main? Yeah, that's the main border around the whole thing. So I still got quite a bit to go by the looks of it, and I thought the border I was on was long. No, the border I'll be going on to is longer. So let's get going. I have managed to get nearly 2 rounds done before the end of my yarn. So my stitch is here and the end of my round is here. So close to getting 2 full rounds done, but I'm just going to attach a ball that's not got too much left on it, because I just need to do that and one more round, so there's no point getting a full new ball when I have the same as basically what I started with. So it's coming up for 9:30, or just past 9:30, and I might be able to get, I'll definitely get this row finished. I might be able to get the third row finished, and then technically the white part of this border is done. I then just have to do all the small lights, which would then get sewn on to this side. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. Like, yeah, I wish I had managed to get 2 full rounds done, but almost 2 full rounds with as little yarn as I had, doing half double crochets, which I'm doing the US terminology. I'm pretty pleased with that. So it is coming up for 10:15 and I got the last round done. I obviously do have the light bulbs to do, and then all the surface crochet even on the gingerbread house itself. But I think first I'm going to get this pinned out tomorrow and steam block it, because this panel here up to the red, I must have had seriously tight gauge, because if we lay this out, you can see that the white is kind of like it's struggling. So I need to try and stretch this whole panel out. I have a cute clip of Oogie. So yeah, I need to stretch this out, and I know you can't really block acrylic, but I'm going to try and steam it and see if that will just help, because like you can see the ripple here, and it's not because of how I've got it lying down. Like I can smooth it out, make it look better, but like even just trying to pull that corner out, you can see it's rippling again. So it definitely needs pinned out tomorrow, and then hopefully I can steam it tomorrow, and then I'll work on the light bulbs in the background, and then I'll look to see what surface crochet this needs and if I actually want to do it, because honestly I am over this project. This needs done ASAP. So I'm going to call it a night now. It's, again, as I said, it's coming up for 10:15. It's already 10:15 now, actually, I think. So I am maybe not even halfway through the Desolation of Smaug, so that will be continued. I don't know when. I have something on tomorrow night, and then I think Scott's gaming on Wednesday, and then he's off on Thursday and Friday, but we have a concert on Friday night that we're going to. I think he's going to come and try and get curled up in my lap, and I want to go to bed. Hi. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below how your week's going, how your Monday's been. I've just got work the rest of the week. Nothing special. And then, like I say, I've got a concert on Friday night that I'm looking forward to. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, please do stay safe. Bye everyone.